Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. Time for our NHL segment with Steve Duncan doing great work in NBA over the past 30 days, over 1,180 units of profit here documented over the past 30 days. Let's bring Steve in right now. We're going to roll with this 11-game card from the NHL. Steve, how's it going?
Good, my friend. Good. Yeah, big card tomorrow. Hit my best bet in basketball today. It was really nice to see. And baseball. Didn't have a great card for baseball, but hit the best bet today. So doing pretty well. Doing very well. So let's get at this card, my friend.
Let's get out this card here for Saturday. We begin here with Lightning and Penguins here. We see the Lightning favor on the road, $1.15, total of 6.
Yeah, it just feels like a spot where Pittsburgh is going to come correct. They've won 3 in a row. They got a chance now. Tampa, they beat Montreal 7-4. They beat Toronto 4-1. So they're kind of on a little bit of a roll here as well. But now you're going into a Pittsburgh team where they haven't had too much success in Pittsburgh. They did all right against Pittsburgh, but not really that great in Pittsburgh, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Pittsburgh has beat them up pretty good while they were at home. In fact, they've won the 4, 5, 6. Wow, just on and on and on. So Pittsburgh should be feeling confident here. I think Tampa Bay. I think they're pretty happy in their position, where Pittsburgh has a chance to win the cup, and it looks not win the cup. I mean, to make the playoffs, and it looks like they're going for it pretty hard. Finally, they had to wait till the last second. I wouldn't even be surprised if they made it in. I actually kind of hope they do, because I had a future on Pittsburgh making the playoffs before the season started at plus 620. So that would be nice. They actually pulled it off. So I'm going to give them a shot here. Money line. Pittsburgh Penguins.
Steve Duncan, click links below for his best bets. Lightning and Penguins. The pick will be the Penguins at minus 105. All right, let's continue on, guys. Remember to use that promo code 20 at checkout. You'll save 20% off all Steve's premium pick packages. All right, let's get on here with the next game on the card. It will be Stars and Blackhawks. The Stars 3-10 on the road, total of 6.
Yeah, I'm going to do a weird one here. It's a really bad spot for Dallas. Like, most people would look at this and go, "Oh, Dallas is going to blow them right out of the water." They just beat the crap out of Dallas. That is, just beat the crap out of the Edmonton Oilers. They're coming in all fat and sassy, thinking that, feeling really good about themselves. And the worst part about it is, they have Colorado right after this. Like, they're flying to Colorado right after this game. That Colorado game is huge. This is a letdown spot all day. You really don't want to be betting heavy favorites in spots where they're playing one of the worst teams in the league, in between playing like division rivals and huge games where you like that. It's really not a good spot to be playing big favorites. So what I think will happen here, I think Dallas is going to have Colorado on their mind. I think they're going to come in thinking, we got the Chicago team, and then we got to go play Colorado. So, this will be no big deal. On a Saturday night, Chicago will come correct here. They've got their fans behind them. It's going to be rocking in the building. I'm going to take Chicago money line first period at plus 235. I think they might have a shot to be able to surprise Dallas in the first period. I can't be too confident that they're going to hold on to that lead. But as long as Mrazek's in net, I think they got a good shot in the first period here. So that's what my pick for this one is.
All right, Steve Duncan, get his premium plays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Stars and Blackhawks. The play will be Blackhawks money line first period at plus to 235. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown here, joined by Steve Duncan as we get ready here for our next game here on the board, and it will be here. The Panthers and Bruins going head to head here. Bruins $1.20 at home, total 5.5.
Florida Panthers they're in a pretty good spot. They won their last game, um, but I just want to make sure I got this right. Sorry. Yeah, Bruins are coming off of a win against Carolina, and um, they're. It just feels like they got more to play for right now. They're coming off a win against Carolina. They're coming home. It's going to be a Saturday night in a raucous building in Boston. Florida is on 4 games in 6 nights, and they just beat the crap out of the Ottawa Senators. Again, this is another one of those when I see a team like really beat up on a team, and then they're going in to the 4th game in 6 nights on a long after a long road trip, and they're set in their spot. Like nobody's taking Florida out of a playoff spot. Nobody's taking Boston either. But I think they could be kind of happy with their road trip here and just kind of let her go. I think Boston is going to be playing for their fans, and I think they'll end up taking them. So I'm going to take Boston money line.
All right, Steve Duncan says here, Panthers and Bruins. The pickle here will be on the Bruins minus the 120. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown as we get set here for the next game on the board. It will be the Jets and the Wild here. Jets on the road, $1.22. We see the total 5.5.
Might have a pick on the total tomorrow. These are two teams that have a tendency to trend a little bit over, but I don't necessarily go completely on trends. I also want to go on matchups. I'm a big matchup guy. Winnipeg are 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games against Minnesota. They have struggled against Minnesota on the road. But when you look at the spot, Minnesota is coming off of a loss against Colorado. To me, that loss against Colorado, that was their season. They knew, like, if they didn't win that game, they were done. And this feels like a spot where it's a depression spot, I like to call it, where you just know that you're done. You know that you're done. And Winnipeg has turned things around as of late. They had, like, 6 games in a row they lost. Then they beat LA. Then they beat Calgary. And it's like they've got themselves back on track again. Hollebuck will be in net, probably against Fleury. And Fleury was doing really well early, like at the latter part of the season here. But in this letdown spot, I think he's going to be left alone here a lot. I don't think Minnesota's going to have the heart to play against a Winnipeg team that seems to be on a bit of a roll here. So I'm going to take Winnipeg on the money line.
All right, Steve Duncan, click the link below for his best bets. Jets and Wild. The pick here will be the Jets minus the 122. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown. Get your picks from all 11 on this card. Next up will be Blues and the Sharks. The Blues road favors 230, total of 6.
Yeah, on the surface, you would think that this should be a Blues all day. And I think it probably will be. I don't think it can go any other way. Like, there's no way I could take the Sharks here. There's no way. The Blues need this game. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is because they need it so much, but this is a very young Blues team for the most part. Their top players are still very, very young. And in these spots, they can start holding their stick too tight and, just not playing loose like they should against a team against the Sharks. It should be an easy win. All the pressure is on the Blues in this game. And I'd like to take them on the puck line, but because of that, I think I'm just going to just stick to in regulation. In regulation against the worst team in the league at minus 130 is not a bad price. I don't know if honestly, I'm not sure if this is going to make my card because how many times have I seen these young teams go in against these like free bingo card spots and they outshoot them like crazy, but they're holding their stick too tight that they can't pick the corners. They shoot it right at the goaltender. And this feels like that kind of spot. But at the end of the day, I think they probably pull this out like 2-0 or something like that and outshoot them like 2.5-1. That's what I think.
All right, Steve Duncan here says Blues and Sharks. Blues in regulation here, minus the 130. All right, let's continue on here on our NHL rundown. Guys, remember the promo code TONYT at checkout will save you 20% off all Steve's premium picks. Click the link in the description to go ahead and get signed up. We're ready for our next game here on the card. That will be the Devils and the Senators. The Devils road favorites, $1.20, total 6.5.
I don't see how this is not an over. The only way this is not an over is if neither one of these teams give a crap about this game, because they're both out of it now. So they could just kind of mail it in and float through. But I don't see either one of these coaches allowing either one of these teams to do that. Green is a very raw, let's go at her and build character type coach. And Martin actually has been doing really good in Ottawa. And Ottawa at home has a tendency to never play like that. In fact, I don't even remember a time that they just kind of floated through a game at home. I've seen them do it on the road, but I haven't really seen them do it at home. They're 7-3 to the over in the series. Last 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times they played. I might even go 6. Yeah, 6, 7, 6. Last 6 times they played, they've gone over this total. It's kind of hard to ignore that trend. So I think they'll come out fast. I don't think either one of these teams are capable of shutting each other down. I might have a play on the side tomorrow here as well. I'm going to look into a little bit about what happens with New Jersey, because New Jersey just had a very emotional game with the Rangers. And they beat them up. So to me, it depends on, does that kind of emotional game draw them together and make them bond more, or are they going to be in a letdown spot here? And I got to think about that more. But either way, I think the over is good here.
All right, Steve Duncan here on the Devils and Senators. Over total of 6.5 goals. All right, we'll continue here on our NHL rundown as we get ready here for our next game here on the board. And that one here will be the Flyers and the Blue Jackets. The Flyers road favorites, $1.62. We see the total 6.5.
I don't see any way I can do anything but take the Flyers here. This is Tortorella's old team too. The Blue Jackets will probably come correct in this game as well, but this is a must win for the Flyers. I know they're probably fading. They got a lot of green guys on the hunt. This is a tough time for them. I picked the Flyers to fade off in this last part of the season, and actually even just before the break. But in this one in particular, this is their season. And Tortorella teams generally come through in these spots, especially with I think the Blue Jackets are going to have their third string goaltender in with Greaves. I think the Flyers can get this done. I can't take in regulation or anything, and I know it's a little bit juicy, but I'll take them on the money line.
All right, Steve Duncan, click the link below for his best bets. Flyers and Blue Jackets. The pick here will be the Flyers, minus 162. All right, we'll continue on, guys. Looking for Steve's best bets. Click the link in the description below. Get signed up. The promo code TONYT at checkout will save you 20% off all this premium pick packages. Let's continue here on our NHL rundown as we're ready for the next game here on the board. And it will be Maple Leafs and Canadiens. We see Maple Leafs 205 on the road, total 6.5.
I so want to take the Leafs here in some way, shape, or form, but yeah, the Canadiens are. I mean, this is the Maple Leafs. This is a long-standing rivalry that's been going on for decades, and The Canadiens are not a great team, but at home against the Maple Leafs, the Maple Leafs better be ready for this one, is all I got to say. Because the Canadiens are going to come correct right out the gates. They're going to fight them tooth and nail. And if the Maple Leafs aren't ready to go to war, Canadiens might even pull this out. But one thing I know for sure is that on a Saturday night, if the Canadiens get up, the Leafs are not going to be embarrassed too. There's no way. They may lose the game, but they're not going to be embarrassed. So it'll be back and forth. I see goals here and over 6.5. And go over to Tony's Picks and find me, because I got a few things here. And just maybe, I might have a plus money play on the Canadiens tomorrow. Maybe, I'm not sure though. But I'll take the over for now.
All right, Steve Duncan here says Maple Leafs and Canadiens, the over total of 6.5. Guys, click the link below in the description. Get to Steve's handicapper page and get on board with those premium picks. His best plays on the card here for Saturday. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown as we get ready here for our next game here on the board. It will be the Predators-Islanders. And it will be $1.10 on both sides, which is a total of 5.5.
I'm surprised I'm saying this, but I think the Islanders are going to keep on rolling here, and I don't even want them to. I got a future for them to miss the playoffs, but the Predators, after going on a big on a good run, they've kind of been on a funk, and they've lost a couple in a row here. Now you're coming from the West over to the East to play a New York team that sort of has found its groove. They won a row. They're playing hard. They're playing tough. They're playing boring, but it's effective. Should be Sorokin in that. I wouldn't be surprised if the Predators put Lankin in here, actually, to give Cyrus a break. So I'm going to give the Islanders a shot here at -110. I haven't had that much luck with the Islanders when I bet on them this year. I had more luck when I bet against them. But in this spot, with the needs that they need, and the Predators are kind of set in a playoff spot right now, I think they got a good chance on this one. So we'll take Islanders -110.
All right, Steve Duncan, get his premium picks over at TonySpace.com. Find the link in the description. Predators and Islanders, the pick here, Islanders at -110. All right, let's continue on here on this NHL card. All 11 games here on the board for you as we get ready here for the next game on the board. That will be here in a second. It will be the Canucks and the Kings. The Kings $1.20 with a total 5.5.
It's a coin flip. It's a coin flip game. Although I said the same thing about Colorado tonight, and that certainly didn't end up being a coin flip. Colorado didn't look good at all in that game, but this game in particular, I think it's going to be tight. I would put a little bit on the draw. I call it a draw dog split. I'll put some on the draw and I'll put some on the dog, and I'll the Kings to win in regulation. And I don't think they will here. I think this is going to be a hard-fought, tough battle between two very, very, very good teams. So we'll take the Canucks +100, and I would throw a little bit on the draw as well.
Hi, Steve Duncan here. Canucks Kings here with the Canucks +100, a little bit there on the draw as well. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown as we get ready here for the next game here on the board. It will be the Oilers and Flames. The Oilers $1.75 on the road, total 6.5.
The Oilers just beat the crap out of the Colorado Avalanche, and the Flames are just fighting for something to be able to put their hat on for this season. And this game is it. This is a game where the Flames can kind of forget about the fact that they're not a playoff team this year. They can forget about players being traded away and all the difficulties that they've had. If they can win this one, at least they can put a little star on the fridge and say we did something. I just have a feeling they might freaking end up doing it. The Oilers have been playing a crap ton of hockey as of late. I think they were more focused on that Colorado game, believe it or not, than this Flames game. If they lose this game against Flames, it's not the end of the world for them. So I don't like taking the Oilers at minus 175. Not to mention they're going to have their backup Pickard in net, who just got absolutely slaughtered the last game he played. And Pickard has a tendency to do that. He's good for a couple games in the NHL, but if you start playing him more and more, he has a tendency to just start to fade, and it looks like he's fading. I can't take the Oilers at minus 175, so I'm going to try the plus money at the Flames at plus 145.
All right, Steve Duncan here on Oilers and Flames. The pick will be the Flames at plus 145. All right, we got through our plays here. The plays here from the NHL, all 11 games here on the board. So let's take a look over at TonySpace.com for Saturday. Big card of action here, NHL, also NBA coming in with some action. Baseball, 15-game cards. Steve doing great work in NBA here last 3 days, 1,183 units of profit. All documented over at TonySpace.com. Also showing profit in baseball for the year. Also, we get into some Final Four in college hoops. You've been producing great numbers in the last 7 days in college. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
I'm excited for tomorrow's card in college. I think I got a pretty good read on those college games. Had a little bit of a down day today, but it's pretty nice to have a down day and still be up over 1,000 units. We all have those down days. Basketball, I think there's 4 games tomorrow. Of course, with college, that's going to be the biggest focus, and I'll have definitely some college picks. But to tell you the honest truth, I'm almost positive I'll have a best bet on basketball because the bookies don't care about NBA tomorrow. This is the big thing. So you could actually get some really good numbers. Everything's going to be about college tomorrow, and I'll have a college pick because we are just having fun, and you can't not have fun and not pick a college play. But basketball tomorrow is actually where you want to be looking at. So I will definitely have a play on that. MLB was a little back and forth today. Some of it was unlucky days where it's just like one run here, one run there. It happens, but those things all even out. The way I like to look at it is if I'm getting close most of the time, then I'm going to hit a higher percentage of the time. And I'm either getting close or hitting in baseball right now. So watch for my baseball picks for tomorrow because I'm really on it in baseball right now. As far as hockey is concerned, all of those picks you just heard right now, those were my leans. And tomorrow I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to look at things and they could be a little different than what I just gave you. So you really want to come over. You really don't want to rely just on these videos for my picks. Come over to Tony's Picks, check out what I have for you tomorrow once I get more information in, some goaltender information, some analytics, expected goals, and all that kind of stuff like that I go through every day. So you can get your best advantage over at Tony's Picks. And remember, take these long-term packages, my friends, and not just for me, but for all the cappers out there in Tony's Picks. All of the cappers pretty much in Tony's Picks are green consistently all the time. And hopefully you're getting more comfortable in the fact that that is true. And the more comfortable you get, the more value you get if you take these long-term packages and you get 20% off.
That's right, guys. Got with Steve Duncan over at TonySpace.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save the 20% off. And click the link in the description. You'll land right on Steve's page. Get on board with those long-term passes we just mentioned here about the good results here in NBA. Also showing good profit here in Major League Baseball for the year. College basketball, past the 7 days, he's been on a tear. So get on board with Steve and use that promo code again, TonyT at checkout. Save the 20% off. Look for the link in the description, and you click it. It lands you right here on his handicapper page. You can verify all his records that are in there. Also, if you get the long-term pass, it includes all the late Steam plays. If Steve puts a play in between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, those specifically our email to you. The rest aren't, just those that are late steam. And so make sure you keep an eye on that email that you used when you signed up. And that's where you'll receive those late steam plays. But regular membership plays, premium plays will be in the memberships area, and you'll have those instructions when you sign up. So go ahead and sign up and use that promo code to save that 20% off. All right, Steve, as always, great having you on the show. Success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yeah. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. It's going to be a wonderful day of sports, or a wonderful weekend of sports. One of my favorite weekends of the year. Baseball, hockey, college ball. It's going to be fun, my friends. I'll see you over at Tony's Picks. Have a great day.
That's right. Have a great day. For Steve, I'm Tony. We'll talk with you guys tomorrow.